Hey guys, Trish here again. My video that I had planned for today, I'm going to leave it for another day or tomorrow. Because today I went to the dentist and I have a little saga for you. I went to the dentist to remove the rest of that crown tooth that I had broken a few weeks back. About 4 weeks ago, I think, that I broke. Remember, chewing gum? If you saw my other video about that crown that fell off and broke off my tooth. So I went to the dentist to remove that part. I got there, my regular dentist that was not there, that always works on my teeth and does stuff, whatever, was not there. She was at a different, she's a female, she was at a different location. So they asked me if it was okay if I had a different dentist. And I said, yeah, not a problem. Oh, big mistake. Big mistake. Oh my God. So regret it. But before I continue the saga, I just wanted to let you know that this place I go to is awesome. It's a new dentist that I started going to in the summer because my other dentist retired. So I found a new one. And it was a female dentist, which is fine. You know, my other one was a male and he was good too. The staff in the office, they're awesome. The assistants are awesome. I love them all. They're so good. They're so patient. They're kind. They're just great people. I can't say enough about them. Having that said, my dentist, she's awesome. Having that said, so this new dentist, a male, I mean, that's just, it's not because he's a male, but just to give you the difference between my regular dentist, which was a female, and this dentist. So he comes in, seems like a nice guy, young guy, you know, numbs my mouth up, you know, rushing between myself and another patient in another room, which, you know, it is what it is, it's fine. So he numbs me up so I could get the extraction from the rest of that tooth that broke off from the crown. Numbs me up, leaves me for a little bit, which is fine. While I numb up, comes back, says to me, as he's going into my mouth, mind you. I should have right there said no, but I didn't want to be rude. And he says, just to make you aware that extraction, that, you know, those pieces of tooth that stayed behind from my crown breaking off, is right next to another tooth that has a crown that I have had for 10 years. That crown also I got. It might, you know, usually doesn't happen, he says, but, you know, I might have to hit it. I say, what do you mean you have to hit it? He goes, just to make you aware. But he's like, if I hit it, if anything happens, I will fix it, and da-da-da. And I'm like hesitant at this point when he says that to me. I'm like, I don't know if I want to, you know, I'm thinking to myself, should I, shouldn't I? And, you know, he's going in my mouth. I'm numbed up, so I'm like, okay, whatever. So I let it go. He goes in there. Never had a dentist do this to me. In my mouth, like hitting all my teeth with his utensils, like really rough, crazy. And then he's in there trying to extract this piece of tooth in my back, and with his utensils, his instruments, he's hitting both of my front teeth. And I'm about to like say, yo, you know, stop, because you're going to break my front teeth, because he was being very, very, very rough. I'm like ready to like pull him away and say, okay, I'm done. I need to come back from my regular dentist. But me not wanting to be rude and be like unreasonable, I guess, I don't know if you call that, I just held out, you know, and then I felt like one time when he was pulling that, he like his pliers or whatever you want to call them hit, like he like lost control of them in my mouth, and they went like, didn't go fine, but he lost control somehow. And I'm like thinking, you know, my mouth open, they're like, okay. So he finishes off, you know, and says to me, okay, it's all done. I said, okay, great. Like, oh, good. He goes, just to let you know, in a very smooth talk, just to let you know, like not being sympathetic, not being apologetic at all, says, I chipped your good tooth there next to it, the one with the other crown that was in perfect condition, mind you. And my eyes went, what do you mean you chipped it? He goes, well, I hit it and it moved, he says. And this time my mouth is numb, it's still numb. And so I'm like, okay. And I'm like waiting for him to continue. He goes, I hit it and it chipped, and then his whole thing was, you can't see it anyways, he says to me. Very nonchalant, like, you can't see it. So I'm like, I feel it with my tongue. It's a big, humongous chip. Yeah, I mean, you couldn't see it, it's true. You couldn't see it from the front, but you could see it from the side. And it's a crown that I had placed about 2 years ago. And they cost like $2,000 too on top of it to replace it. And plus, I'm like worried, like, okay, is this going to tooth fall off too now? Because now it's been, hit. And he tells me it moved a little. No, it moved a lot. Like, I can't bite into, like, when I bite now, I can't feel that tooth on top of the other tooth on the bottom. So that tells me it moved quite a bit. So he has me look at it, all right? Not saying he's sorry, sorry this happened, nothing like that. Has me look at it, and I said, okay, this has to get fixed, I said to him. Even if I have to pay for it, it needs to get fixed. And he's like, well, his answer was, you signed a waiver. I looked at him like, you're telling me I signed a waiver? Okay, you broke this is not what I said to him. I just looked at him and I said, yeah, I signed a waiver. And he goes, I know. Then he says to me, yeah, I know you didn't read it because we didn't give you the material to read the waiver. They give you a little pad to sign, those electrical little things. You don't see anything else. You just sign it, just like when you go sign for your debit card, which is fine. Whatever, it is what it is. Because I'm not going to read the waiver anyways, really. But, so, in my opinion, what he should have done was apologize, which he never did, saying, I'm sorry this happened. I'm going to fix your tooth, and if anything happens to it, like if it falls or something happens to it, we will come back, we will fix it immediately. That's what he should have done. That is not what he did. What he did was like, you signed a waiver, so hello. He's off the hook, he said. Pretty much that was his attitude. He didn't say that, but that was his attitude. And I'm looking at it and said, no, this needs to get fixed. You need to fix this, I said to him. Calmly. I don't even know how I was so calm, because I've been trying to be calm on things like this, that, little things. But he says, attitude with me. All right, I'll fix it. Like that. And I looked at him. Okay, so I looked at him. I'm like, should I make an appointment to come back? He goes, no, I'll fix it right now. Doesn't say anything else to me. Attitude. The poor girl that was his assistant is apologizing to me. She's saying she's sorry. And like, he leaves the room for a little bit. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm about to cry, because I'm like, this guy doesn't even care that he broke my other tooth, my healthy tooth. His whole attitude sucked. Sucked. So he comes back, puts a filling on it, a white filling on it, and it's fine. But it didn't move. So then he says to me that it will move back, which it might. But then I told the girl, okay, the assistant, is it going to move back? And she's like, well, it should, but I don't know, because it moved a lot. It's not even hitting the other tooth, It looks fine. It's fine. You can't see it. But my worries are, like, is it going to fall out because it's been hit? And for him to chip it like that much, he hit it hard, and I could feel that when he, I know exactly when he did it, because like I could feel everything in my mouth when he did it, even with the numbness. Yeah, that was my saga today. That was my saga about that tooth, and I hope. But then also, sorry. When, like I said, the girls are great there, the secretary's great, the assistants are awesome. My dentist is awesome, the one that I usually have, the female. So when I'm leaving, to check out, I asked the girl, is there any charge for the filling that he had to do on the tooth he damaged? She's like, looks at me like, no. And she was like so nice, so sympathetic. She's like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. So like I said, I go to the girls. They are awesome. Lisa, which is one of the secretaries there, and I'm saying her name because she's awesome, awesome, awesome. She's such a nice person. She says to me, she says, I'm going to have your dentist, my regular dentist, the female, call you on Monday, or I'll tell her what happened, see what she thinks, if your tooth needs to have a recrown or anything like that tooth. Call me on Monday. She's going to call me on Monday. Plus, remember I told you I'm going to get an implant for the other tooth that the crown fell off from me chewing gum. That wasn't in yet either, so I have to go back to get that. Not the implant, the temporary, until I get the implant done, and that's going to take almost a year, so I'm getting a temporary. But yeah, and my face is a little swollen, which is expected sometimes from the tooth extraction. They gave me medication for pain in case I'm in I can't even talk. In case I have any pain, with that extraction or the tooth that got hit. So they gave me Tylenol, like prescription ibuprofen. I think that's what it is. 2 bottles. Why do I need 2 bottles? What? So I have ibuprofen and I have amoxicillin. For infection. In case I get for infection. In case I need it. I'm not taking them unless I'm in pain. Right now, it's just slow. I'm numb still, so I'm not in pain. And then I passed by my favorite place in town that they make seafoods, a Japanese place that opened up in town. I'm sure you guys know which place I'm talking about. I love their seafood soup. They have awesome, this is the best seafood soup I've ever had. And Japanese, Chinese, not Chinese, it's not a Chinese restaurant, it's a Japanese restaurant. They do sushi and stuff like that too. This place just opened up in the last few months during quarantine, this place in town, and it's seafood soup, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And that's what I'm having for my lunch. It has shrimp, and like the lobster, that lobster stuff, but it has shrimp and all that. That's what I'm having for my lunch today. But that's it for my video today, guys. Thank you for watching. Put that down. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. All right? Thanks, guys. See ya next time. Bye.